Here.
The engine.
Yeah, that's it. Fun.
It can be used in two different products.
Yeah.
Oh, they use this in the M3 as well.
Oh, really? They do?
It's exactly the same motor, two cylinders missing.
Yeah,
So that's
it is.
the M3 and the M5 engine, I think.
Yeah, of course. And probably not the S65
And the cool thing about that for us is the same rods, pistons, rings go in the V8 M3. All we have to do is make a new crank.
Yeah, that's right.
So same design and metallurgy and everything. So we'll be in the market in less than 12 months on the M3, even though it took 2 years on the M5.
Yeah.
All the technology transfers.
Yeah.
The computer program is exactly the same between two engines as well.
Yes.
Well, the code's identical also.
So you're saying now it's a stroker kit upcoming for the M3?
That's what I'm saying.
And
it's 520 horsepower. The M3 is.
Wow. Find it to match the.
If it matches horsepower per cylinder of this one, which I wouldn't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah, and you said the M3 revs to 8,400 instead of 8,250 for the M5.
Yes.
Is there any particular reason for that? Just for the engine is smaller, or?
Well, the M3 engine breathes better because they got rid of the air mass. You know, all the stuff we just fixed in the airbox.
Yes.
They fixed it on the M3.
Okay.
And so since the engine breathes better, they moved the rev limiter up.
Okay, that's why. Because it's a lovely feeling to have those extra RPMs. You think it will explode, but it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
So we have the new M3 here and looked at the engine.
We bought two, but they're not here yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we
two of them
on the engine, but we haven't seen the car yet. So this is a Carrillo-made American rod that goes with the piston. So this would be the BMW or the Dinan piston rod.
And can you see any? Let's see if you can see, like the lightness. If it's shaved off additional weight.
Yeah, we took a lot of weight off. We actually figure out the bearing load in pounds per inch at redline when the rod and piston change direction.
Yeah.
And it was right around 8,000 pounds per inch, I think it was, on this motor.
Yeah.
And what you want to do when you make an engine with more strokes is you accelerate the piston to a higher velocity and then slow it down.
Yeah.
In the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wind up with more bearing load.
Yeah.
And the bearing load goes up by pretty much what the stroke change is. So the only way to get that back is to reduce the reciprocating mass of the parts. Otherwise, the bearings will fail prematurely from excess pressure on them.
Yeah.
Okay. So we actually went through a calculation of what the bearing load was, and we lightened the piston and the rod, and we got it so that the force, I think, was only 3% more than stock.
Okay.
Where originally it was like 20.
Yeah.
Because of the extra stroke, and we fixed that by lightening these pieces. That way we're not overloading the bearing any more than it was designed to, or the oiling system.
So can you see with the eye it's lighter?
Yeah, you can, because the piston skirt is shorter, see? The piston skirt is not as wide.
That's right.
The brace doesn't come up as much. I mean, it's physically a lot lighter piece.
Yep.
And also stronger.
And stronger piece, and then the rod is lighter and stronger as well. I think it was 140 grams. We had to take 140 grams of it, I believe, to get back down to the original force in the bearing. I think we got out 110, so I think we're 30 grams higher than we wanted to be.
Okay.
That's the most we could do and still make the part strong enough to last a long time.
Yeah.
But we got close.
Yeah.
And obviously BMW has some headroom in it.
Yes.
I mean, it's not going to explode if you go 3 grams over.
No. I mean, there are.
The goal is not putting any undue stress on it if you don't have to. There's probably 20% headroom in it.
Yes.
We probably could have left the stock weight parts in it, would have been fine, but we wanted to buy ourselves some extra cushion.
Yeah.
Right. These are all the things that are involved in why it takes 2 years. You don't know why it's taking 2 years.
Yeah.
I wish there was somebody to make it really short and quick, because I could get the market and make more money, but
and
it's not reality. You know?
What are you measuring here?
So this is
just measuring the side clearance between the two rods for a given journal. And that's your
Dinan crank and your BMW crank. Yeah, I mean, unless I told you, other than the fact this one's dirty, came out of a motor, you can't really tell. Can
no, it's easy on the pistons you could actually see.
Yeah. This one is metallurgically in the way it's built. Forging is everything is an identical piece except for the stroke.
Yeah.
There are no changes on this other than the stroke. Where the piece attached this, we try to make lighter.
Yeah. And
as well as stronger.
When coming up with this project, was a turbo supercharged option? Was that an option?
Yeah, we discussed it in lots of meetings. Decided for a couple reasons not to go that way.
Yeah.
One of them is natural aspirated motors are always nicer than forced induction if you can get good power out of it.
It is. It's a BMW M philosophy.
Yeah, just a nicer engine to drive.
Yeah.
It's also lighter weight in the front of the car, so that's
Yeah.
a good thing too. We've been into forced induction a lot over the years.
Yeah.
But the reason we go that route is because BMW doesn't give us the ability to make an engine as much larger as they did with this one.
Yeah.
This one, it looked to us when we looked at the room inside the crankcase
Yeah.
and the piston speed and the forces that BMW designed the engine to be bigger and made it smaller so they could upgrade the size of it later on.
Ah.
They built expandability into it.
Yeah. Ah.
Right, because there's a lot of crankcase room. The piston speed is very low. It has a short stroke relative to the bore.
Yeah, but
and so what we did, we took the where we thought BMW was going to wind up with it anyway, eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, whether they do that ever or whether they don't do that
Yeah.
ever, I don't know. That's a
Yeah.
political discussion for them.
Exactly,
to decide.
exactly.
They have the possibility to do it.
But they built expandability in the motor, where the
Really?
46 M3 motor
Yeah,
has
that-
too much stroke, too much rod angle, and the reason they kept breaking is it's overstressed out of the box and you can't go anywhere with it.
yes.
Okay, where this one is grossly understressed. This thing has a 20-some-odd% less stress on the bearings and the rods than the M3 does.
Really?
And
Wow.
you get at 250 higher RPM.
Yeah.
Because the stroke is 75 millimeters instead of 89.
Yep.
Right, so the velocity of the reciprocating parts is way down.